During the 2014 elections, the big energy companies were spending like gangbusters towards our politicians. Now, why should this frighten you at all? Because big money in this day and age means big action. And for oil and coal companies, you don't want big action. But by now, do you all see the connection? Because I have already made the connection. Money towards these corrupt idiots means whatever you desire. And for these big oil and coal companies, that means letting them screw up our planet with impunity and letting them make all the money they want off of doing it. Let's look more in depth. Now, the Center for American Progress published a wonderful piece describing just how much money they spend and the impacts of it. So during the 2014 elections, the fossil fuel industry, as in the oil and coal and natural gas companies, directly invested $721 million to create a Congress of their choosing. That is $721 million towards destroying our democracy. Next, the Center for American Progress says, quote, of these investments, the fossil fuel industry spent more than $163 million on television ads across the country to promote their planet-destroying message, and paid almost $500 million to Washington lobbyists in the 2 years leading up to the November 2014 elections. And you wonder why America leads the world in emissions. You wonder how we're supposed to be a world superpower, but we don't lead crap when it comes to protecting the environment or saving the planet, which is probably the number one crisis facing our race. But we can build a pipeline transporting some of the dirtiest oil in the world, right? Complete insanity. Next, the Center for American Progress says, oil, gas, coal, and electric utilities companies together contributed more than $84 million to candidates, political parties, and outside spending groups during the 2014 election cycle. Of this total, more than $64 million of it went directly to candidates and parties, about 80% of which supported Republicans and about 20% of which supported Democrats. Whoa, that's a surprise. Is that why the Republican motto a few years ago was drill, baby, drill? Come on, man. Oh, and here's the other end of the connection I was talking about, where big money equals big action. Quote, these efforts have already paid dividends. There were many special interest giveaways to extraction industries included inside the defense spending bill, including approval of a massive controversial Arizona mine known as Resolution Copper, and a number of provisions that block environmental protection efforts in the $1.1 trillion omnibus spending bill passed last month. What more proof does there need to be for the people of this country to wake up and smell the corruption? It is seething off of Capitol Hill. This isn't a democracy. Not if the majority of people want this nonsense to end, but we can still pass policies that destroy our planet. Big companies and the rich run the government. They do. How can regular people top $721 million in the last 2 years? That's $1.5 million for each member of Congress. That is why 64% of people in this country did not vote in this last election. Our votes, quite frankly, no longer matter. The Republican Party has long had backwards nonsense ideas, but now the Democrats are mostly sold out too. There's no serious candidates, so what's the point? But you know what, guys? There is. If you don't like something, you have to fix it. We, the people, have the red button in our hands to blow that system up if we feel so. We have the power, so it is time to use it. You want to protect our planet. You want to save the environment. Do something about it. There is a movement out there in the streets, and it's calling. Join it. Take your democracy back. Take your country back. They may have the money, but we have the power of people. Big money does not equal big action in a supposed democracy. Big votes equal big action. Big movements equals big action. Big demand equals big action. This isn't acceptable. It violates the fabric of our country. And that is the idea of a government by the people, of the people, and for the people of America. So take it back.